There is a shadow within us, a void we all grapple with. It lurks beneath the surface, concealed by pleasure and temporary cravings. But we sense it when the lights dim and we are left alone with our thoughts. In these moments, we recognize that something is profoundly amiss. This is not a condemnation, but an acknowledgement of human nature, one that has been distorted by impulses and desires. A true Stoic understands this reality. We witness it in our attachment to pleasure, even when it leaves us feeling empty. We seek fleeting gratification, like a man struggling in shallow waters who clutches at waves instead of striving for the shore. Masturbation is not merely a physical act. It is a manifestation of something deeper, a loss of discipline, a surrender to the destructive emotions that afflict us. As Epictetus said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." When we indulge in the fleeting pleasures of the body, we are not in control. We are enslaved to our urges, and Stoicism demands the opposite. It calls for resilience, endurance, and mastery over oneself. The roots of pleasure lie in self-deception. To grasp why this is significant, we must first understand the essence of pleasure itself. The Stoics, from Marcus Aurelius to Seneca, have long taught that pleasure is a double-edged sword. It can be appreciated, but only when it does not dominate us. Seneca writes that pleasure, in itself, is neither good nor bad, but the pursuit of pleasure at the cost of what is right. That is the road to destruction. In this context, masturbation is not just a harmless indulgence. It signifies something far more perilous: the triumph of passion over reason. We lose ourselves in a realm of imagination, of fantasy, of instant gratification. But what do we truly gain? Nothing of real value. The pleasure we chase endures for only moments, and afterward, we are left with the same void that led us to it in the first place. Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher king, speaks across time with a simple, yet profound truth. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. When we give in to desires that weaken us, we betray the very essence of living a life grounded in virtue. And virtue, at the core of Stoicism, is what gives our lives purpose. The battle within, overcoming destructive emotions. The Stoic knows that life is a battlefield of the mind, and this is nowhere more apparent than in our fight against destructive emotions. Lust, greed, anger, envy. These are the forces that seek to dominate us, to draw us away from our true purpose. Masturbation is just one expression of this internal struggle, but it is one that can teach us valuable lessons if we are brave enough to confront it directly. We must ask ourselves, why do we surrender to these desires? What void are we attempting to fill? The Stoics understood that human suffering does not stem from external circumstances, but from the judgments we place on those circumstances. We feel the pull of desire, and we convince ourselves that we must yield to it, that it will bring us happiness. But this is a falsehood. As Epictetus reminds us, it is not what happens to you, but how you respond to it that matters. In every moment, we hold the power to choose. We can allow our emotions to control us, or we can choose to rise above them. Masturbation, with its fleeting pleasure, is simply an emotional reaction, a surrender to the lower aspects of our nature. But a true Stoic aspires to something greater. We seek order, not chaos. We pursue peace, not pleasure. The Stoic virtue of self-discipline. At the core of Stoicism lies the virtue of self-control. This is not merely the ability to resist temptation. It is the mastery of oneself in every sense. It is the understanding that we do not have to be governed by our desires, but instead, we can govern over them. Freedom is the only worthy goal in life, wrote Epictetus, and it is attained by disregarding the things beyond our control. At its essence, masturbation is an act of surrender, It is an acknowledgement that we are not in command of our own minds, that we are subject to our base desires. However, self-control is not about denial. It is about comprehension. It is about realizing that we are capable of far more than we imagine. We do not have to be slaves to pleasure. We can be masters of ourselves. Take the life of Marcus Aurelius, one of the most powerful men in history. He could have had anything he desired, yet he chose a life of discipline and restraint. He understood, as all Stoics do, that true power does not come from indulgence, but from mastery over the self. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Marcus Aurelius writes, Be one. The way forward, reclaiming our power, is clear. It may not be easy, but it is straightforward. We must reclaim the power we have surrendered to our desires. We must stop chasing pleasure in the fleeting and the hollow, and instead seek fulfillment in what truly matters: virtue, wisdom, and self-discipline. Stoicism teaches us that every moment presents an opportunity to grow stronger. Each time we resist the pull of desire, we become more powerful, more in control. He who has power over his passions, writes Seneca, is a king over himself. Masturbation is not just a matter of the body, it concerns the mind. It's about the narratives we tell ourselves, the falsehoods we accept about what will make us happy. But happiness, as the Stoics understood, does not come from external sources. It arises from within. We do not have to be ruled by our desires. We are not slaves. We are kings, and the kingdom we must conquer lies within ourselves. Now, we stand at a crossroads. The path of pleasure stretches before us, tempting us with its easy, short-lived rewards. But the path of virtue, though more challenging and longer, is the path of true fulfillment. It is the road that leads us to our highest selves, to the men and women we are destined to become. The Stoics have shown us the way. Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, all of them have walked this path before us, and their wisdom reverberates across the ages. They understood, as we now do, that true strength does not come from indulging in temporary pleasures, but from mastering ourselves. We are capable of more than we imagine. Within us lies the power to overcome our desires, to rise above our impulses, and to lead lives filled with meaning and purpose. This is the Stoic way. This is the path of the strong. Now, it's your turn. Choose strength. Choose virtue. Choose to walk the path of self-mastery. If this message resonated with you, if you feel the inner call to rise above the chaos of desire and reclaim control over your life, subscribe to this channel for more wisdom and guidance on living with purpose. Leave a comment below and share your thoughts or experiences with Stoicism, self-control, or personal growth. Let's grow stronger together as a community, one committed to mastering ourselves and living with resilience. The battle isn't won in a single day, but every step we take toward discipline is a triumph. Let's take that step forward together.